Mary J. Blige is facing intense scrutiny following reports linking her to Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. Allegations have surfaced that she engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old boy, who is now speaking out. According to the alleged victim, Blige would fly him out to satisfy her, with Diddy orchestrating the entire arrangement. Recent developments reveal that Blige may have been captured on one of the newly decrypted freak-off tapes seized by federal authorities from Diddy's Miami mansion. Investigators have reportedly recovered nearly 2,000 hours of footage from his computers, and as more of this data is decrypted, additional celebrities are expected to be implicated. Insider sources claim that Blige had a close professional relationship with Diddy, with the singer herself previously crediting him for launching her career. Some reports further suggest that a powerful Hollywood network, often referred to as the gay Hollywood mafia, is behind the scenes, controlling the industry and pulling the strings.
Puff, I was afraid of success, afraid to do anything that could put so much attention on me. And then when I met him, he was the complete opposite. And he was such a good thing for me because I needed what he had. And so his ambition pushed me to be ambitious because I didn't know how, because, you know, when you come from where I come from, you're scared to be ambitious. You're scared to want more.
Mary J. Blige ka alleged victim Danny Boy kakena hai ka uski milikat meritadike party main hui jahan shignite bi maujid thu. Danny ka mutabik, shuganu se batia ka Mary Uzmian dilchaspi rakti hai or uski sath wakt gusarna chati hai. Us wak Danny surf 15 sal ka or use samaj naye ka Mary Uzmian kyan interested hai. Yetape wes wajab Mary usik alat camera main lagi or uski sath rak gusari.
Back then, Danny was 15, and he didn't understand why Mary would be interested in him. And it was only after Mary took him to a separate room to spend the night with him did he finally understand the entire thing.
Mary J. Blige is allegedly on a freak-off tape with Diddy. It's been going around all over TikTok that Mary J. Blige is in a freak-off tape with Diddy, and she's saying that this was her rite of passage. And a lot of people have always wondered about Mary J. Blige, and they feel like she is in on some shit because she has never opened her mouth, and she has been with Diddy since the very beginning. And there are a lot of photos on the internet with Mary J. Blige with Cassie, and as you can see during these photos, Cassie has visible bruises on her body. Now, all this information with Mary J. Blige allegedly being in a freak-off tape with Diddy instantly made me think of Danny Boy. Mary J. Blige slept with a 15-year-old Danny Boy when she was 24 years old, and Danny Boy admitted that Mary J. Blige would fly him out to New York multiple different times.
Well, you know, that's why I was kind of confused when I heard Kurt saying that Mary was pot girl. Because at that time, she was my girl. At that time, I'm 15, 16 years old, and she flying me in to see her. And you know what it is when a girl back up on you, you young and shit. I'm trying to show her that she ain't phasing me. I'm hard as goddamn. She's backing up against me. This Mary J. Blige. And quite nice with the guy, I mean, you know.
Danny Boy kills Amat Kabad, Mary Jiblini's Mammal par Kamash Rena Bitar Samja. Magar Danny Boy Kapaini Sabut Hain Joaski bin Akho Such Sabit Cardi Hain. Kate Hain ka Mary J. Blige Danny Basam Habakarbati or Jabilsam Somnieta Woshadi Depression Kashakar Hoge. Kirker, Diddy Kil Madakila Karni Pari or Yusis Sampal Napada.
Mother, Blige says she had a rough childhood. As a young girl, she was sexually abused. She discussed the incident in 2011 on VH1's Behind the Music.
When I was 5 years old, I was molested. And just, you know, I remember feeling literally right before it happened, just could not believe this person was going to do this to me.
Mary J. Blige Kalia Halak Karab Hain, Lekan Diddy Kalia or Bi Bure Hain. Tila Fermanus Cho Dia Jableti Gaganademki Di Kugar Fermanigripis Kasath Dia to Wochali J. Diddy 20 Selza Grubman Shire Mycelas and Sax Kasath the Magar Jabas Par federal lawsuit Hua, to Fermanus client Rockenzinker Cardia.
So the high-powered law firm of Grubman, Shire, Mycelas, and Sachs has dropped Combs as a client. Now, this is the firm of Alan Grubman, who is a very prominent entertainment lawyer that represents some very big names. The Weeknd, Madonna, Chris Brown, Paul Simon, Usher, Bruce Springsteen. In fact, by the way, Alan Grubman was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He actually helped found that back in the 1980s. So, gives you an idea about how big of a powerhouse this firm is. Now let's go back to Sean Combs. So the rumor circulating is that this firm did this because singer and actress Lady Gaga had threatened to leave the firm unless they parted ways with Combs. This is according to reporting by News Nation. And it's a big deal because the rapper and producer had apparently been with Grubman's firm for over 20 years. He was friends with Alan Grubman by all accounts.
Diddy Kawakal be used Chad and Lay Chain. Ski lawyer Anthony Rico and Ebi Jajaran Suprin Kasamniak Motion Dakil Kia High.
Why he's stepping down from Diddy's legal team, just months ahead of the music mogul's scheduled trial date in May for sex trafficking and racketeering charges, all of which Diddy's denied.
You know, Dr. King called it the law of unintended consequences. So sometimes the more you push a person down, the stronger they get.
That's Rico speaking up late last year for his now former client. ET's learned the attorney's exit will not affect Diddy's other attorneys, nor their defense strategy.
I told Mr. Combs I'm going to try and get his case to trial as quickly as possible. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective.
You're going to hear about my party. They're going to be shutting them down. They're going to probably be arresting me.
After Diddy was arrested, Rico said he provided a high level of legal representation. But now, for reasons unknown, he can under no circumstances effectively serve in the upcoming trial.
Nobody's okay with staying in jail for now.
And high-profile death penalty attorney Anthony Rico. Now, while the pair joined around the same time, Anthony in a court filing on Friday said he's leaving the case. In the filing, Anthony Rico said, quote, "For the reasons set forth below, this motion for withdrawals is filed so that Sean Combs may move forward with his defense and to commence jury selection and trial without any delay. As a result of discussion with lead counsel Mark Agnifilo, this motion for withdrawal of counsel is filed. While I am aware that the local rule requires that an application for withdrawal of counsel is supported and granted, there are sufficient reasons related to protections afforded by the attorney-client privilege for brevity in my application for withdrawal as counsel in this case. Although I have provided Sean Combs,
Anthony Rico or Grubman Shire Mycelas and Saxon Diddy Kasath Chan Kafesla Kian Kia? Kia Diddy Kukilaf Sabut Waki Ani Mazbut Hain? Is Mammal Park Kuch Industry Insiders Kakena Hain?
But with the government taking no position on it and the fact Anthony Rico spoke with Mark Agnifilo about it before filing the motion, a judge will likely sign off on it.
What did Anthony Rico and Grubman, Shire, Mycelas, and Sachs see when they decided to leave Diddy? Is the evidence against Diddy really that bad? Here's what some industry insiders had to say about the situation.
An attorney walking away. Sometimes it's because they don't get the lead chair or one of the lead chairs. Sometimes it's because a client is lying. Sometimes it's because they believe wholeheartedly that the client is going to be guilty and they don't want to be associated with that guilt because that's a loss on their record. It could be a variety of things, but the fact that we are speculating about that when the trial date hasn't even started yet concerns me, because I'm one of those people, ladies and gentlemen, who firmly believes it's virtually impossible to find a jury that's not contaminated by some kind of information that's been put out to the public before a trial begins. I'm not one of those that believes that. May 5th is May 5th. I mean, come on now. That's more than 2 months away. Jury ain't been selected yet. You trying to tell me nobody that's on the jury will have heard that a lawyer backed out of the case? I don't know about y'all, but I find that that's not a good thing for Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy ab Sabut de Benki Koshishkar Raha Roski Mammy Mansion Sanalu. Yad Rahi in Sabutin main baby oil or freak off tapes be Shamil Hain. Joe is whacked FBI key custody main decrypt ho Rahi Hain.
Picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced, as prosecutors allege.
I think that the public and the media have gotten nearly every fact wrong about what the prosecution's case is here. So I just want to take one issue with that. You know, there's no minors, there's no celebrity sex tapes. You know, the civil lawsuits here are not driving the allegations that we're defending against, but it is driving the vitriol against him in the media.
You know, I'm going to highlight something because this one drives me crazy because I read what the prosecution files and I read the indictment. And if you read the indictment, there's no allegation of sex with minors. There's no allegations of A-list celebrities. There are, the new superseding indictment lists 3 so-called victims. I like to call them complaining witnesses. But isn't that right, Tenny?
No, that's absolutely right. There's no minors here. There's no celebrity sex tapes. There are a lot of stories in the media about lawsuits. There's been a flurry of lawsuits in the past 2 days because of an expiring statute, essentially, which is why you've seen a lot of lawsuits in the past few days. But it's incredible here what I'm witnessing, which is that we're, at least I personally, like what people ask me about and come up to me about, are a lot of allegations that just have no basis in reality whatsoever.
Sean Diddy Combs is responding to a new indictment against him. In the court docs, prosecutors accuse Combs of knowingly transporting people from 2009 to 2024.
Diddy ki tamaski khilaf lagi the serial zambi rad kar rahi hai. Federal prosecutors ka kehna hai कि Diddy की 2 girlfriends assault main prostitute Steven and Snapni Sath Ren Kuliaher Kiev. Kate Hing Kudidi Anigar, Gadian or Menji Tofe de Karanka payment Karta the Didinian Tamamil Zamak Kogala Kara Dia High or allegedly Kishra ka prosecutors surface Liaski Pichi paid Hing Kyunki will black high.
Performances of sexual activity with Combs. At times, Combs and others acting at his direction made arrangements for women and commercial sex workers to fly to Combs' location. Combs ensured participation from the women by, among other things,
Diddy ki legal timinik ni mushin dakil ki him dawa kia gehai kwaski kilaf prostitution ku ilzam nasli teneser min lage gehen. Diddy harish shaks kaber main biyaikis rahayoski kilaf arahayoska kenahai kusablog surf is wadasoski pichihin kyunki wa kamia black admi. Magarda Salmain, Diddy Jantahai ko logic sanahijit sakta, isliya boys mammal ke riska masla banenki koshishkar rahai.
Sean Combs asked the judge in his federal case to throw out one of the charges. He says he's being targeted because he's a black man and the charge is rooted in racism. I look at Combs' argument and his chances of success. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Sean Diddy Combs wants one of the counts in his federal superseding indictment thrown out. Combs argues he's basically being singled out by federal prosecutors because of his race and his success in business.
Diddy's defense seems to be gearing up toward his alleged criminal conduct wasn't criminal. It was his personal business of what was going on in his bedrooms or hotels or wherever the freak-offs occurred. So they're saying that count 3 wasn't transportation to engage in prostitution, but was just him using escorts, male escorts at that, to bring in as a third with his girlfriends. Whereas the government's theory of the case is Diddy used force, fraud, and coercion to make his alleged victims have sex against their will in his freak-offs that he recorded for his own pleasure. Now, Diddy pleaded not guilty to all his charges, hence why the case is going to
Har victim jo Diddy ka khilaf public mania hai to us par case card diya gaya fur kachi blogasar up to karn le jap nepiko Diddy ka banda barit hanya hi wajah ka prosecutors na Diddy ko indictment main witnesses ko naam chupa dehan. वो जानती हैं कि अगर डिडी को इनका पता चल गया तो वो उन तक सर और पोहांकन की कोशिश करेगा क्योंकि ये सब वो पहले से करते आए.
The latest on Sean Diddy Combs. Prosecutors are accusing Combs of trying to contact prospective witnesses and obstruct the case against him. Our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Kotursky, is here with more on that. Good morning to you, Aaron.
Good morning, Robin. Sean Combs going to be asking a judge this week to release him on bail, but prosecutors now say the argument for detention has only gotten stronger. This morning, federal prosecutors are accusing Sean Diddy Combs of escalating his attempts to influence the jury pool and subvert his criminal case. Almost immediately after arriving at the federal jail in Brooklyn, prosecutors say Combs started using telephone accounts of at least 8 other inmates to call people not on his approved contact list. Prosecutors allege Combs frequently instructs family members and his attorneys to add other individuals via three-way call, which is not allowed. On some of those calls, prosecutors say Combs is explicit about his intention to use public statements to sway potential jurors, including this Instagram post by Diddy's kids.
Happy birthday to Daddy.
Prosecutors say Combs enlisted family members to plan and execute a social media campaign around the defendant's birthday, the first time we heard his voice from behind bars.
Oh, thank y'all for being strong and thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all. I got the best family in the world.
Prosecutors say Combs then monitored audience engagement from the video.
And you right about Diddy's phone being tough, because news came out that his former bandmate from Dirty Money, she called the other group member Dunn 58 times trying to get her to stop the lawsuit against Diddy.
She ain't the only one he was trying to get in contact with. You understand? He sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me, telling me enough is enough. Oh, okay. You tell Big Mama that enough is enough. You can't tell Wolf Mama enough is enough. You tell D Ferg Mama enough is enough. You understand? You tell all those people who supported you and they survivors, enough is enough.
You didn't tell me about that. So he tried to get somebody to reach out to you?
No, I got a phone call from Kirk Burroughs. And Kirk Burroughs, and I ain't gonna even give this guy no play. Not Kirk Burroughs, but one of the Puff dudes that I know that's real close to him said, Kirk told me, yo, he want to reach out to you, Gene. He want to speak to you. I said, speak to me for what? What do you want to speak to me for? If he's trying to speak to me, it's for Puff. Point blank. I know the dude. I know how close he is to Puff. He's been with Puff from day one. So he ain't got nothing to say to me, bro. But Kirk Burroughs did say to me that the dude said enough is enough.